Welcome back to Digital Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpup, your host. Again, we're talking about digital marketers and what they do with people and their clients from around the country. Today, we're actually here in studio in Jacksonville, Florida, with Manny Torres from Growth Amplifiers. And Manny, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you, Howard. Excited to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you here and glad to have you here. So it's a really good thing to learn because you do a lot. I've been following the things that you've been doing for a long time. You really have your finger on the pulse of marketing in general, but a lot of things digital. And why don't you share with us what you're doing with Growth Amplifiers right now?
So what we do at Growth Amplifiers is we work with B2B advisors who are looking to save time, but at the same time be more profitable in their business. A lot of times they're overwhelmed, they're confused, and they're frustrated because they want to grow their business, but they feel like they don't have the time to do it. So we share that framework and the processes so that they can get that done.
Yeah, it's a challenge when you see and you hear it's so easy to drive business on your website and digital, and it takes up a lot of time if you're trying to do it by yourself and get your work done and everything else you need to do. So having experts like you help them really is important. I'm sure that it really helps their day go by a lot smoother as well.
Yes, having someone that's been there that can show you the path, you're spending less time trying to figure it out on your own. And you're starting to see that progress and that traction because that's when you get that confidence that it's working. And then you can start to see the future and know that you're not the one that has to do it. You have someone that can support you.
Now, when you're starting up with a client, what kind of conversations are you having to help tell their story and figure out exactly what their needs are?
So what we always start out with is, what is the problem that they're solving? Who is that ideal client that they can provide the most value to? Because everything about their marketing is going to speak to that. Because otherwise you're going to have a generic message. So we really drill down into who that ideal customer is so that we can make sure that their message is clear and that it's going to resonate with our audience.
Yes, obviously getting that message to resonate is key. If they're telling their story and no one's listening, then obviously there's something wrong with the story, something wrong with the way that message is getting out. And when you, focus on the data and what's working, what's not, are there certain platforms that you're using that you're finding are working better for a client, or are there things that you might utilize to kind of shift things to make things move faster for them?
What we see a lot of times is clients aren't tracking the information at all. So they don't even have a baseline to see how they're doing. So what we help them do is, one, identify all the stages of their customer value journey so that they're not missing opportunities. And then next, we set up a growth scorecard so that they can start to measure what's happening at each of those stages. And from that point, we can start to make incremental improvements that are going to have a big boost to their profitability in the end.
Yes, I always find it amazing how the shades of blood coming out people's face when I say, so how often are you looking at Google Analytics? And people aren't really tracking their sites. They have no idea who's coming, and they have no idea how to judge whether that people are actually seeing them as they're standing up and trying to be noticed online.
Right. A lot of people are doing a lot of vanity metrics. How many likes do I have? But they're not looking at what's really driving the bottom line for their business. Are they generating leads? Are those leads converting? And then once they have that customer, how are you ascending them and making them a raving fan?
Having that raving fan, I've always loved the concept of that customer evangelist and getting them out there to sing your praises without you having to make any effort, because you did all the right things to communicate with them and to make them really answer their questions and solve their problems. How often are you working with your clients to focus on some of that customer service as well, in addition to the drive to bring in the right prospects?
That's one of the things that we see that's the biggest missing component with a lot of businesses. They're not bringing all the stakeholders together to get all that information. So customer service, the sales team, the marketing team, all together getting information so that you can see what's working and what's not. And then the next thing that we always see lacking is it's not part of the process. So we ensure that they have a system in place where they're consistently asking for reviews, testimonials, case studies, and they have a system for generating referrals. So it's not something that's just happening haphazardly, but you can look and say, hey, our referrals are coming in consistently, and we can grow those raving fans.
Well, it's very clear to me, and always has been, that you really are top of your game and obviously are getting your clients in the right direction and getting and building the success they need. So I thank you for being here. We thank you for being here, and we wish you all the best moving forward.
Thanks, Howard.
And thank you very much for joining us as well. It's really great when you have the right people handling your company getting your messaging out, telling your story, and really helping you figure out the ways to nurture those relationships, whether it's before the sale or after the sale, so that they can keep on coming. So there's more information about Manny here on Daily Ad Read, so please check that out. But go out, have a great rest of today. I'll see you next time on Digital Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.